Hello, discussioners. I thought that'd be a cool name to call everybody. Discussioners. Sounds pretty cool to me. And welcome to the discussion panel. I'm your host, Paul, and this is what the subject of the day is. Brexit. Yes, Britain leaving Europe. Hurrah. I shouldn't say hurrah, really. Maybe I should. I voted to leave. And the reasons why I voted to leave. Well, I can start by saying one of the reasons why I voted to leave is not what was written on the big red bus. Even I can go into some detail about that. The bus didn't lie, but it did. It reported that we were sent the EU 19 billion a year. Well, that was sort of true. We did. But David Cameron went to the EU and got a rebate of 6 million. No, it's not 6 million. 6 billion off of that bill. So we had 13 billion. Also, what the bus didn't say is that that the EU paid us another 5 billion back too. So so technically, in the world of finances, we paid 8 billion a year. Now, to put that in context, every person in Britain sent EU £177 per year, while we spend £1 odd on the royal family a year. That is quite a leap, isn't it, money? We're sending a parliament, which is a foreign parliament, by the way, £177 every single year. Now, people will say I'm lying, but no, that's the truth. We did send them that. As I said to people, said, yeah, but I'd rather send that to the Queen. I said, okay then, but what do you get out of it? What do you really get out of it? Free travel. Okay. But what else? I couldn't answer. But let's look at the run-up to Brexit. In 2013, royal assent was given to the referendum bill. Now, we all know the Brexit vote was 2016. You would think at 2013, the governments or the House, we use the House as a collective term, because we can use the government and the shadow government, you'd think they'd get together and try to do a think tank or group in where we can get a deal sorted out just in case they leave by one, like we did. But no, that didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Well, I think the whole house stuck their heads into the sands and thought British people won't vote to leave. Well, British people have been lied to by prime ministers before. You have Tony Blair, who I like to call Tony Liar. He's lied to us numerous times. He's lied to us about the Second War in the Gulf, weapons of mass destruction. And also, he lied about the referendum. He promised a EU referendum will be signed. Will be thinged, and we'll have it before the signing of the Treaty of Lisbon. In 2007, he signed the Treaty of Lisbon. There was no referendum. Now, if he would have done the referendum, the chances are that the Stay Party would have won hands down. There would have been a massive turnabout and the thing stay. But it wasn't. So in 2013, the thing was said, and nobody done nothing, nobody planned nothing, nobody just all sat in their hands going la-di-da-di-da, we'll win, Stay will win, because why would anybody want to leave the EU? Well, I can give you 3 reasons why people voted to leave the EU. Some of the vote was racial, let's face it, you can't think, and it was. But the reason why I voted in the EU is I've seen what it's created. I've seen the mess it's created. It has created a mess. we've given up some of our power to Europe, and people say no, we haven't. No, we have. We have got to abide by. We had to abide by the European Constitution. If we didn't abide by the European Constitution, we'll be getting fined and we'll be getting taken to court. Just ask Poland. Poland have been through this themselves now. Also, people say, "Oh, you think because of bendy banana laws and that?" Really? Okay. Bendy banana laws is just a way of people putting. If people thought really about it, people like myself have thought about being the bendy banana laws thing is just a bit rubbish. The whole concept of the EU Parliament is just a money bulb. It's a money maker for certain types of people. It really is. This is what I believe. We have one of the richest countries in the world paying the least into Europe, but they take the most out. The European Parliament does not stay in one place. It travels around 3 to 4 different cities. It always has done, because no city can agree where it stays. Their interference in our referendum too. You had Donald Tusk, who said, if Britain votes to leave the European Union, it would be the fall of Western political civilization. And you had Van Roostedt. Is it Van Roostedt? No, that's the general. Shit. Okay, you had the German guy. Yeah, not Van Roostedt. I think Van Roostedt is a Nazi general. Let's not go there. So, oh dear, my mistake, my bad. Sorry. That Belgian bloke. Sorry, I need to compose myself. Okay. Compose. Yep, that Belgian MP who wants a federal Europe. He wants a Europe to be dominated by the European Parliament. This is a dangerous idea. There's in no way is Europe being controlled by one person. And when it has been controlled by one person, we've got two perfect examples of this. One was in the 1798 to 1815. He was a French person who made himself emperor. He tried to take over Europe and get them all under one place, and it led to the deaths of hundreds and thousands of men in battle. It led to a war that stretched from Europe to America and to Africa. Then there was that funny little mustachioed funny walking person who took it to the extremes and killed a few million people because he just didn't like them, and he created an entire war from all around the world. Millions died. Weapons were made, and the weapons of mass destruction were made, and we entered a new age. This is why a federal Europe doesn't work. There's too many different countries of too many different nationalities, and it just won't work. It will implode. Now, however, also there was the opening of the floodgates, open door policies of immigration, which Angela Merkel done, which led to the 2015 to 2016 attacks in the 6 or 7 German cities. There was people of just Google. I'm not going to say what they are. You just have to Google these attacks, and they'll tell you who they were. Which demographic. This is part of the EU's fault too. the EU dominates its trade too. You know, people. You know, we need to. Sorry. And this is one of the reasons why I voted to leave. I voted because I don't believe that. I believe if there was going to be a thing, it should be trade. The trade in Europe. If it was just about trade, I would gladly say, look, this is about trade. We cannot. It turned out to be more than trade. It turned out to be a dominating system over our politics, and it doesn't work. And plus, how they run the elections too. Now, in Britain, we got party. We vote for the party. We don't vote for the man. We vote for the party. So, if we're a Tory, we'd vote for the Tory party. If because I'm Labour, I'd vote for Labour. Liberal Democrats are Liberal Dems, and the Greens. And the biggest party who owns the biggest majorities win. Well, that's what I think. That's why our system works. But in the EU, it doesn't work like that. We have to vote. If we were in, we'd have to vote for an EMP. So we get the MP. Now we'd have to trust him to vote for the European Party that they want. Then they vote for one of the they vote for 5 presidents. There's 5 presidents in the EU. So they vote for the 5 presidents. One of them, and we'll get them all in. And of course, countries will get together and say, "Okay, he's the guy there in charge." It doesn't sound like politics to me, does it? Doesn't sound like democracy. Now people say that you've got that party. Yes, but we know that that's our party system. That's what happens. The biggest party wins. We don't rely. We know what we sort of were voting for. We don't know who we're voting for the EU or when we vote for this EMP. So that is wrong. They do this type of thing behind closed doors. Also, the formation of a European army. As I said before, back in 1798 to 1815, and from 1938 to 1945, 2 people did try that, and look where it ended up. We also David Cameron saying this will lead to World War III. Please, the Britain leaving the EU will not lead to World War III. However, what we can see is maybe Russia versus Ukraine could lead to World War III. There is a possibility of this happening. That's no joke. That is just the truth. Donald, was it Tusk saying the fall of Western political civilization? Well, no, not really. No. The only people who do that is ourselves. I'm trying to think now what I'm going to say. So that was the thing. So that is some of the reasons why I did not vote to stay in the EU. I do not believe in it. I believe it is a corrupt organisation full of little men and things, and I believe I do believe the House of Westminster couldn't run up a piss up in a brewery with £10 tied to their hat. They could have sorted all this out in 2013. They could have got together. They could have got things, and they could have had 3 years for the referendum. And they could have done it if they knew when they voted to party the thing, so they had 3 years in place. Then they could have another 3 years to enact what they'd done. But no. It was a bit like Chamberlain sticking and saying peace now time. Typical British thing to do. Say, hey, everything's all fine and bright. Yeah, we won't do this. Well, it does. People are happened. But now, the people are saying we should go back. No, we shouldn't go back. The reason why we should go back is it wouldn't be any better for us. It would not be any better. Really, it wouldn't be. Also, you got to respect. You took Scotland out. And Scotland wants to become independent. Well, I mean, I've got some thoughts about this. I can gladly tell you my thoughts about this. That the SNP are lying to the Scottish nation. The SNP have never told the Scottish people the full truth. The SNP is leaving one union to join another union, and it is just the same. Apart from, you won't be able to keep the pound. They'll have to take the EU because it's part of the conditions of joining the EU. And you won't get your veto. You can't veto anything because you haven't got your veto yet. So any new bills and laws that come in, they've got to take them. Scottish fishing industry will be harvested. It's the EU has got the big harvesting fishing harvesters. Have a look. They're all EU. They're all EU based. These things are deadly to the seabed as they churn it up. They do churn it up, and there's no control on how much you can catch. So Scottish industries, the fishing industry, think people go, yeah, but what about the trade? Well, okay, the trade. I mean, as I said, that was a big mess up already, but we have to look forward. We have to think forward. I mean, you got people saying, "Freedom, we want free from you." It's not going to work. It's not going to work. People saying we got the money from the North Sea. It's not going to work neither because the North Sea oil's running out. It's going to run out soon. You know, and who's going to defend Scotland? Who's going to defend it? And people say we need to get rid of Prince Charles too. Okay, so I'm not a big royalist, but I'll use history to defend them. Prince Charles has more connection with Scotland than he does with England. The Queen Mother was descendants from Scottish lords. The Queen herself, and now, because she's passed now, sorry, I've got to say King Charles, it's very hard to remember sometimes. So King Charles was a direct descendant from the Stuarts. His great-grandmother so many times was Elizabeth Stuart, Queen of Bohemia, daughter to James VI. I use James VI because my family's Scottish, so he was the sixth to us. So he was of James VI. So his connection with Scotland. The English monarchy died out a long time ago. I mean, even the Tudors weren't English. By an ancestry, they were Welsh. And you had the Plantagenets, who from France. And you had Harold. He lost his eye at Hastings. So, you know, there is a connection with the Royals and Scotland, Scottish independence, but I'm not going into that. That's a thing. But we're talking about Brexit. So, if all these people saying you took Scotland out of thing, no, because even they knew in 2013 it was going to be a national vote. It wasn't like Scotland's own vote. It was going to be a British vote. So they didn't tell them that, and they haven't told them the truth about what it means to join the EU. They'll keep saying we'll do togetherness. Scotland will be giving up a lot, trust me. And plus, they'd be losing the money from Westminster that they get. They get a shed load from Westminster from the Scottish office to give to the Parliament. Also, the SNP should look at their own finances too. Their own finances are pretty shocking. You know, people have noticed it now. So nationality and all this palaver, and plus with COVID going on, that's how COVID happened in the lockdown. Wouldn't be the right time for this. It would not be the right time. Mind you, when is the right time? Have the Tories helped the cause? Oh yeah, Tories have helped the SNP's cause brilliantly. Because honestly, some of the Tories are just a bunch of idiots too. But these are some of the reasons and some of the things why I think leaving the EU is the best thing for us. We're now free to trade whoever we want and who we want to within certain laws. Because obviously you don't want to talk about trade embargoes. Freedom of movement has been stopped, which has its own positives and negatives. The positives is that nobody can be what's that word? Yeah, nobody can be. Oh, I forget the word. Yeah, the use of cheaper labour. Can't do it now. People have got to pay the price. People have got to pay the proper wages. People being threatened with their jobs with the people from Europe. It's gone. That should never have been allowed in the first place. That is one horrendous thing. Nobody should be allowed to do that. And now we can free to be taken who we want and who we should want. As we see, but we can see the the rise of illegal immigration and people coming over by boats has gone up too. Well, since most of those people from Albania, I'm sure we can send them back. There's been no wars in Albania. We have got a duty of care to take in people from war-torn countries. I totally believe that. We should not knock anybody who's fleeing war, but also we should think there's not enough people. There's not enough social housing for the people in Britain. I don't mean British people. I mean people in Britain. So we should look at situations. We should maybe take care of our own people first. Then after we've done that, maybe you should take care of the. Because if you can't help your own people, how can you expect to help a person when the person's just come over when he falls down by the wayside? We've got to think like that. Anyway, that's my thoughts and musings about why I decided to leave the decided to vote to leave the EU, and if anybody likes to discuss this, you can. And if you'd like to have an open panel about this in here, we can do a live about this if you want to. I think that'd be another good idea, and we can take it from there. I'm sure there's hundreds of points I've missed, but this is my own thoughts here. Anyway, everybody who's listened to this, have yourself a good day. You take care of yourselves and go out, have a bit of fun, sit in, chill out, watch a movie, grab a bar of chocolate or anything that brings you comfort. Just sit down, have a munch, and have a good day. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Hopefully we're going to do another live soon, and we can just chill out like we did last time. So that would be brilliant. Oh well, guys, look, you take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Right, bye.